Joy Behar is an embarrassment to herself and America. Aside from all that, auction next time, Freethinkers. Hey Freethinkers, Chandler here, and you heard me right. Joy Behar, host of The View, just embarrassed herself on live national television. So before I tell you guys about this embarrassing event that just took place on The View, I have to give you guys a little bit of a backstory on who they had on the show today. So who they had on the show today was Kimberly Klacik. She is running for Congress in Baltimore, Maryland. Of course, you guys all know Baltimore, Maryland, which is a very poorly run Democrat city. She's running there to get some things fixed up. You guys may have seen her ad a few months ago. I'll play a little bit of that now.
Do you care about Black lives? The people that run Baltimore don't. I can prove it. Walk with me. They don't want you to see this. I'm Kim Klacik. This is Baltimore, the real Baltimore. This is the reality for Black people every single day. Crumbling infrastructure, abandoned homes, poverty, and crime. Baltimore has been run by the Democrat Party for 53 years. What is the result of their decades of leadership? Baltimore is one of the top 5 most dangerous cities in America. The murder rate in Baltimore is 10 times the US average. The Baltimore poverty rate is over 20%. Homicide, drug, and alcohol deaths are skyrocketing in our city. Do you believe Black Lives Matter? I do. The vast majority of crime in Baltimore is perpetrated against Black people, who make up 60% of the population. So why don't we care about our communities? The Democrat Party have betrayed the Black people of Baltimore. If the politicians walked the streets like I do, they would see exactly how their policies and corruption affects us. I'm Kim Klacik, and I'm running for Congress because I actually care about Black lives. All Black lives matter. Our communities matter. Baltimore matters. And Black people don't have to vote Democrat.
So yeah, she's a real firecracker, isn't she? She's really coming up there to make some changes. So that's good for her, right? Well, what's even better is that she went on The View. But things got a little bit heated, as you would expect. Each and every time they get a conservative or Republican up on that show, it just always gets burned down. I believe they had Don Jr., Kimberly Guilfoyle, and that all went crazy. That was earlier this year, or last year. And so now they're having her on, and things just got a little bit more heated this time. The particular thing we're here to talk about today, however, is near the end of the interview, in which Joy Behar is asking Kimberly how she resolves Trump saying, oh, or not wearing a mask, or downplaying the virus as they like to portray him as doing so. And when Kimberly tried to respond, Joy was like, how do you pull this all together? And Kim was like, this is really funny stuff coming from Joy Behar, who paraded around in blackface. Of which then Joy Behar tried to say, oh, I didn't do that, that's a lie, and then after that tried to say, well, the Black community had my back, and it's a whole mess. Give it a watch, and we'll talk about this in a second.
Come on, Kim. Excuse me, I have to say something to you. He told Bob Woodward that it was a very serious issue, and it's airborne, and that it was terrible. And then he went out and told the American people, don't wear masks, it's all going to go away. You have to put some blame on your president, I'm sorry. You're putting it on something extraneous here. Talk to the point, please.
Is this Joy speaking? The same Joy? The same Joy that paraded around in blackface not too long ago? Come on, Joy, I don't think you should be asking these questions. I am an African-American.
Excuse me, the Black community had my back. They know that that was not blackface, that was an homage. Oh, please, just answer the question.
The Black community has your back? The Black community has your back?
They do. Sonny,
the Black community did not vote for you.
Well,
the Black community did not vote for you. What planet
it was during
are
a
you
special election.
on?
Sonny, can I speak?
What planet are you living on?
It was during a special election while we were still under lockdown and I could not talk to people. Can I speak, or are you just going to scream over
this
me?
Becomes a big... Listen, Kim, good luck to you. Thanks to Kim Klacik.
That was very immature, but thank you for having me.
Okay, so now that you have just a little bit of the context, where do you stand in all this? Because what you just saw was one of the most hilarious movements that has ever happened on The View. You have those women up there who just really don't know what they're talking about. You had that one girl who was spinning around in her chair because she was just so triggered at what Kimberly Klacik was saying. You had that other woman that was saying, the Black community doesn't have your back. And all the while Joy Behar is still going on to Kimberly Klacik about about how blackface wasn't that bad and that the black community had her back, while Kim Klacik is trying to say, well, this is what we did, we were running in a special election, there was all these different specifics that they were missing out on, and yet the View hosts were all just dogpiling on top of Kim Klacik because they don't like the idea that she's actually trying to make change in the place she's running in. They don't like the idea that she's actually trying to speak truth. They don't like the idea of her being a black conservative trying to run in Maryland and fix that city up from the... This is why it's really clear to come back and say that Joy Behar, as well as those other View hosts that we really can't remember their names, I mean, they're all just triggered anyways, they are embarrassing themselves in America. I believe that's the first time a lot of people have watched The View, and likely will be the last considering how those hosts treated poor Kimberly Klacik, but, you know, maybe we shouldn't say poor Kimberly Klacik, because she really tore things down, so much so that they had to kick her off. They had to say, alright, we're shutting it down, no more Kim Klacik on our show, The View will not have you anymore, and that will be that. So, Kimberly Klacik showed it to The View, tore it down, everybody was embarrassed, everybody got triggered, and that's just the way things have to go when you get a smart black conservative woman like Kim Klacik up on the show to tear things down. But I want to know what you guys think about this whole mess. I mean, you guys saw the video, you saw the pictures of Joy Behar in blackface, you saw Kimberly Klacik's ad. If you're in her district, I hope you have you give her your full support, but I really want to know where you guys stand on all this. So let me know what you think down in the comments below, and while you're down there, make sure you leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And aside from all that, I'll catch you next time, free thinkers. Don't forget to spread the virus of intelligence.